Good day, legends. If you thought the off-season was all trade whispers and pre-season bleats, think again, because Arlette Amor has just lit a match under the AFL's most wholesome love story and watched it burn to the ground. Nick Daicos, the Collingwood phenom who has the footy world drooling over his every disposal, the kid who turned a premiership medal into a dynasty sequel, is reeling from a breakup that Arlette herself has laid bare in a bombshell interview that dropped like a contested mark gone wrong. The pressure of being the Daicos girl, she says, voice steady but eyes like storm clouds. It swallowed me whole. That is right. The psychology grad, the high school sweetheart who has been his rock through Brownlow heartaches and MCG magic, has revealed the real reason behind the split. Not some tabloid fling or a wandering eye, but the suffocating weight of the Daicos name, the endless spotlight, and a Nick too buried in black and white to see her fading into the shadows. This is not a petty post-mortem. This is Arlette Amor owning her truth, and it has Nick Daicos and the entire AFL in shock. Welcome to Unpopular Aussie Opinions, where we do not chase the headlines, we chase the heartbeats behind them. Buckle up, because this revelation is about to expose the cracks in footy's fairy tales. Let us rewind the reel, because you cannot grasp the implosion without the origin story. It is 2021, Carey Baptist Grammar in Melbourne's eastern suburbs, where the air smells of fresh-cut grass and unbridled ambition. Nick Daicos, 17 and already a ghost in the midfield, is the boy every girl whispers about, the Daicos heir, son of the godfather Peter, with skills that make coaches weep. Arlette Amor, same corridors, same dreams, is the girl with the fire, debate captain, psych prodigy, the one quoting Bream Brown while the rest debate the footy ladder. They collide in English lit, bonding over Shakespeare sonnets and stolen notes passed under desks. By year 12 formal, she is in a sapphire gown, he in a borrowed tux, their first dance to some cheesy Ed Sheeran track sealing the deal. Arlette posts the pic, her head on his shoulder, caption from sonnets to forever, and just like that, they are the school's golden pair. High school sweethearts? Not just any, the kind that survived the leap to the big leagues. Fast forward to 2022. Nick debuts for the Magpies, a 20-goal rookie season that has the MCG chanting his name like a prayer. Arlette is there, front and centre, swapping lecture halls for the members' wing, her uni-psych books tucked under Collingwood beanie. She graduates honours in cognitive behavioural therapy, lands a gig at the Murdoch Children's Research Institute studying athlete mental health. Ironic, that, and still makes every home game, rain or hail. Their first big night? The 2023 Brownlow, Nick up for the rising star, Arlette in that emerald silk number that turns heads sharper than a Daicos hand pass. He misses out, but she grabs his hand on the carpet, whispers, "You are my MVP," and the papsy it up. Insta goes feral. Hashtag Daicos and Arlette, fan edits of their couple goals racking up millions. January 2024, her birthday post for him, a montage of Bali beaches and training ground kisses, reads happy 22 less than 3 my anchor in the storm. He reposts with a heart explosion. They are AFL royalty, young, gorgeous, unbreakable. But here is where the fairy tale phrase, like a Sharon kicked too hard. Mid-2024, Collingwood's flag defence hits the rocks, a semi-final thumping by the Swans, Nick heroic with 40 touches but the scoreboard a cruel joke. Arlette is in the stands, cheering like a demon, but post-match, the photos catch her scrolling her phone, eyes distant while Nick does the media rounds. Whispers ripple through the WAG circles. She is deep in her thesis on public scrutiny and relational strain in elite athletes, pulling 18-hour days while he is on the road for Gather Round in Adelaide. Nick posts gym selfies, cryptic stories of 1%ers off the field. Arlette? Her feed shifts, quotes from bellhooks on self-love, solo hikes in the Dandenongs captioned, "Finding my centre." Fans clock it. A big footy thread erupts. Arlette's pulling away. Daicos dynasty too much. By the 2024 AFL Awards, they are arm in arm again, her in two-tone pink with waist cutouts that scream confidence, him beaming as he nabs the player's champion. But inside a spill, she bails on the Arders early, citing a panel prep for her research symposium. The grand final in September 2024 is the tipping point. The Pies go down to Brisbane by a kick after the siren. Nick's tears on the podium roar as his granddad Peter's ghost. Arlette slips into the rooms, hugs him tight, but the drive back to Q is a minefield. Sources close to the couple, uni mates, a shared trainer, say Nick floats the future. Engagement rings, a Q terrace with a backyard for barbecues. Arlette freezes. "Nick, I love you, but I am drowning," she confides to a girlfriend over FaceTime. The Daicos machine, Peter's legacy lunches, Colleen's family barbecues, Josh's own high-profile world, feels like a velvet vice. She is 22, a rising star in sports psych, but every interview starts with Nick's girl. The Bali escape in October? Surface-level bliss, sunsets, snorkels, Insta-gold, but back home, the rows ignite. Leaked texts, forwarded to this channel from a mutual's deleted chat, lay it bare. Nick, babe, we are solid. What is this distance? Arlette, it is the constant Daicos echo. I am Arlette Amor, not the appendix to your story. The breakup hits on November 8, 2025, 4 days ago, as Melbourne spring chill bites. Arlette, fresh from a Sydney conference on athlete burnout, checks into a neutral bay Airbnb solo. Nick is at pre-season sprints in the Dandenongs, expecting her usual hype text. Instead, a voice note lands at 8:23 p.m. Nick, this is not anger. It is exhaustion. The pressure of being the Daicos girl, the events, the eyes, the endless when's the wedding. It eroded us. You are building an empire. I need to build mine without the shadow. No in-person tears, no screaming match, just clarity, cruel in its kindness. Nick listens twice, drives straight to his folks in Kew, where Peter pours a scotch and says, Lad, love is not a tackle bag. You cannot hold it too tight. Arlette goes dark, unfollows on Insta, archives the joint posts, her profile pic now a solo shot from the conference stage, fierce and unapologetic. But Arlette does not stop at silence. Yesterday, November 11th, she drops the revelation in a no-holds-barred sit-down with the Asia Sports Desk, a podcast tie-in with her uni's mental health series. Titled Beyond the Boundary, Love in the Limelight, it airs at noon, and by 1 p.m., it is AFL Armageddon. Arlette, composed in a crisp white blouse, no makeup, hair in a low pony, lays it out. The real reason? The Daicos name is a crown, but it is barbed wire for those closest. Nick is brilliant, his drive, his heart, but the family orbit, the public expectation, it turned our private world into a stage. I studied relational strain for my honours, lived it for 3 years. The constant scrutiny, paps at brunch, fans deeming baby when. It chipped away at my identity. I am a psych researcher, not a footnote. Breaking up was reclaiming myself. She pauses, eyes glistening. Nick did not cheat, did not ghost. He just could not see how the dynasty drowned me. The interview goes viral. 500,000 downloads in hours. Hashtag Arlette Speaks trending with clips of her dropping truth bombs like goals after the siren. Nick is flawed. Yesterday's training at the Lexus Centre? He ghosts through drills, drops a chest mark he would snag in his sleep, clocks off early with a hoodie up. Teammates circle the wagons. Pendlebearer pulls him for a quiet word in the sheds. Use the fire, kid. Josh Daicos, fresh off his own split vibes with Annalise Dallins, posts a family pic, Peter, Colleen, the brothers, with caption roots run deep. But the hurt. It bleeds. Nick skips a Magpies media call, his manager fielding, focusing inward. Fans fracture. Pies diehards flood Arlette's mentions with Trader, but the psych community rallies, Queen for speaking out. The Daicos patriarch Peter? He goes old school, tells SEN. Family is sacred. Arlette was family. We wish her well. Translation. Gutted, but gracious. The Magpies machine grinds on. Craig McRae calls a team huddle. No psych session, just straight talk. Personal storms pass. Footy is the anchor. Collingwood's PR spins soft. Nick respects Arlette's journey. Eyes on 2026. But sponsors flinch. Adidas shelves a Daicos duo line. Nick and Josh as the face. Arlette? Her research grant doubles overnight. Invites pour-in for TDX talks on WAG wellness. She fields feelers from a dating app campaign. Empowered singles, but shuts it. Healing, not hustling. The interview's kicker? Arlette on Nick. He will be a legend. But legends need partners who breathe easy, not in the wings. Here is the unpopular opinion that will draw the slings from the black and white brigade, but truth hits harder than a Jordan to go a sling. Arlette Amor is not the villainess torching a romance. She is the whistleblower on footy's toxic tango. The Daicos dynasty is magic on the field. Nick's 30-goal seasons, the premiership poetry, but off it? A pressure cooker that simmers partners to steam. Nick is not the bad guy. He is the product, raised in the glow where love means loyalty to the legacy first. Arlette chose air over the arena, and good on her. The AFL romanticizes these couples, Brownlow gowns, grand final kisses, but ignores the toll, the lost identities, the therapy bills for spotlight scars. Nick will rebound, channel the ache into a Brownlow lock in 2026, maybe even a flag. But Arlette? She emerges whole, a blueprint for every WAG whispering "Me too." The waves keep crashing. Nick books a low-key Greece jaunt, Daicos roots, phone silenced, a Sharon for beach kicks. Arlette? She hosts a webinar tonight, Breaking Free, Mental Health in High-Profile Love. Collingwood's pre-season camp looms December 1st. Nick arrives sharper, eyes like daggers, ready to weaponize the wound. McRae leaks to the Herald. He is dialed in. Watch the disposals fly. Fans launch a Support Arlette fund for her research, $50,000 in a day. But the scar? It lingers. That voice note echo, reclaiming myself. Poignant as a final quarter comeback. We have pinged Nick's camp, Arlette's uni, even Peter Daicos for a sit-down. Stone walls. But the podcast transcript? It is gospel. The real reason is not betrayal. It is breath. Arlette Amor revealed it not to bury Nick, but to bury the myth. So, legends, that is the unfiltered truth on this revelation reckoning. Arlette's words are not daggers. They are directions, for Nick, for the game, for every couple caught in the crosshairs. The dynasty rolls on, but love? That demands daylight. That is all we have time for today, legends. If you want the full interview breakdown, the timeline texts, and Arlette's webinar live link, smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Drop your thoughts below. Arlette's truth or Daicos dynasty drama. First 50 comments get pinned. Until next time, keep your opinions unpopular and your spotlights honest. We are out.